Ambox side, because there's a lot of stuff that you can do that's really cool at the start of the round, out towards A, and lineups with the Viper, the gravity wells, the paint shells, all that stuff, which is why you see those agents. Unfortunately, we only get one crew with that, but here we go. We're jumping into it. Cloud9 White. They need to hang on here to try and get us to bind. And, well, meanwhile, Ambox, they storm their way onto the A site. Everybody out towards Dish. Well, just about everybody. It's Odorous across the map playing the lurk inside the spawn. Go Ambox, but Alexis is here, and she's getting started early.
That's a spike, but it will soon be recovered. Do they want to run this one to be? It's a good option, but they have to get past two players, and Annie Jerome might have the bait. See, there's a player in close. It's that chamber, but they're not worrying about it. Instead, they try and double back. Now a nade, a pull in their face. They are trapped.
Look at Odorous.
Out in the spawn here for Ambox, but you're right. It's the flank. It's Odorous, and he's found the first. Now Mel close in needs the kill, but she grabs it. Not before Odorous pulls the trade. Now it's just him. A 1v2 for this clutch. There's time for Cloud9 to establish. No, they just want to fight.
Then get out towards that B side. Maybe there's a bit more success to be had. Unfortunately, I was just expecting a bit more safety inside the spawn, and Cloud9 obviously not letting that one up. Now, this is interesting to see. Cloud9, they strike first here in the pistol round. This is a map that they've played. They're 2-2 on it, right? So kind of up in the air, a little wishy-washy, but if you are going to be hot or cold, it's great to start off hot here as Mel doesn't get spotted, but sends some shots out onto the boom. Bot tries to TP away, but Mummy won't allow it. The rendezvous, not this time around, and a weapon retrieved means another body drop as Annie plays on the site with 70 HP, tries to go for multiple, and she does just that, but it's still a 2v2. There's weapons to be had, and there's that wall that we talked about on the attacking side. It funnels these Cloud9 White players.
Talk of funnels, Ambox realizes they're in one. They'll press forward. Vice turn the wrong direction. They still get this trade. Absolutely. Now, options are open, but notice this final player. Is he ready for Jazzy? Turns in time, but can't quite
burst under the sword. It's a working title on what that weapon actually brings to the game, but it's a buy into this one. So this round, again, means so much for Cloud9 White. They always find themselves in these situations where there's a lot on the line.
A lot on the line indeed. But look at the space created. Cloud9 is pushed deep past Arcade and have made their way in towards that bridge. It is C9 aware. Now they have to be. Flash forward. Mel's on an off angle. Does she get checked? Yes, but not before she finds one. Jazzy actually keeps her alive. The nade doing damage, so now it's a 3 versus 3. Those are weapons on the floor, and options are limited now, Mel. She is so alone and needed more than she grabbed as the wall goes up. That'll lock off the options as Annie, alone, will inch her way through her own spawn to look to find this retake, and well, she's been given a gift. Odorous opens things up, so now into the 1 versus 2. She's aware of where the spike is, but she has no idea on this Brimstone's positioning.
And really tough spot to be in. Has a couple of snake bites to play with, but pushing through the spawn never feels good. Finally, the sky smoke subsides. And I'm wondering how much thought now is going into saving, right? Because of the investment for Cloud9 White. Sure, it'd only be one rifle, but one is better than none. Snakebite clears the corner.
The slows as well. I think it's going to be interesting to see the Sage played on the defensive side once we swap on over. But here on the attack, at least it helps with zoning.
All 5 stacked up inside A main. Should be met by the trademark. Oh man, I mean, the Rolling Thunder gets absolutely nothing. Obviously, unbeknownst to Ambox thus far, as the tour de force forced away as the wall goes up again. Only one real avenue of approach. If you're inside that defender spawn, you have to take that wall down and give up your position, or look to re-rotate this cat. Fortunately, on the other side of that box, does take a bit of damage as the wire gets taken down. This is a tension bot from 2 players on the side of Ambox for just the one Katsumi. So what can the rest of Cloud9 White get done? Unfortunately, Annie, not a whole lot. Jazzy looks to blast her way on into the site, ripped out of the sky by Mummy as Mel. Only good for one with the ult.
Yeah. But we have to look our way back towards the defensive side, because Annie, she's garnered herself a pit. This blocks off both the door and the main corridor on into that A site. And you see the breach is on the other side to hold. This might leave a little bit of a gap. If you were to go dish, you could get past, but look at this. They are so trapped. A flank is coming through, and Ambox is locked in, but can they fight out? Odorous has found one. Now the realization is here, and the troops for Cloud9 are retreating, and hey, here comes a Sage. Resurrection straight back on up for Jonah 6.
Yeah, and I mean, if not for the walls, the slows, the heals, the resurrection is exactly why you bring the Sage in, as Odorous tosses his hat for the information of the defense. And I believe he spots 2 and 2. Out the door they'll go, as that Viper's Pit didn't cut it off a whole lot. And Mel, unfortunately, not in the angle to stop that push from happening. Oh, not Mel, excuse me. Annie not on the angle, as Mel does try to get one, but stolen away quickly as Odorous continues to find his way into the kill feed, continues to find these frags, and Katsumi now needs to try and do the unthinkable. A 1v4 and so many angles now to worry about as she creeps up towards the site. A couple of stars and a cosmic divide, but this might not be the round to send it. With 0 credits in her back pocket and her health low, Sky Smoke will be enough to back her away. Maybe not.
Or is she just using the utility? Does she want to give this an old go? Damage, that'd be nice. She get the opportunity. Also, if there's an execute, there's far less fallback. Once those smokes are committed, once those 3 Sky Smokes are gone, they're gone. There's no recharge. There's no 6 stars like with an Astra. It puts pressure on these individual players, but when you lose in that, you make up for an execution ability. And Cloud9, well, they wanted to have a little bit of their own, but the Brim ult force them forward, straight into their death as a final
points, those fault lines, whatever they may be. And we saw, I was wondering how that orbital strike was going to be used, and it feels like it was kind of used in this angle right here in main, where somebody's usually holding it with an operator or a marshal or something of the sort. So just to clear that out, to make sure that you can push up, get yourself set up. Now Mummy tried to push up, was trying to help his team out, but unfortunately he just helps out Annie on a kill in a defeat. We'll add a tally to the scoreboard, but the rest of the squad heads out towards the B site, where Odorous opens things up. Katsumi the first to find contact, and the only so far. She's taken down. A 4v4. The spike gets planted with a high ground. Oh no, Alexis picks up one. Jazzy's there to help her for the next, and things are starting to get dire on the side of Handbox, down to 2. Oh, Vice, not like this. The trigger discipline, he wants to find some more, but the boom bot will reveal. No, the utility in hand, but Alexis still will get it done. How is it coming down to kills like this as Jonah tries to play the long con? The operator shot not going to land. The fault line will, so the Sage is stunned up, and sure, the slow is there, so Jonah can't be run down, but the spike will be held. The op will be held. The defuse is there. The kill as well. Okay, things got scary.
A completely different world, and I think it's very possible that it's a world where Ambox lives. So, big work out of Alexis to keep that round alive, as both these teams will still have money to invest, as Spike will work its way up dish.
Spike is here in hand. The other two, however, Brandbox, making sure that nobody pushes through that B main, that B tree area. For now, Cloud9 White, they're planting their feet. They're making sure that they can hear something before making a call on the defense. It's a split, 3 to B, 2 towards A. I believe it's a one-way smoke for main. Rolling Thunder going to come through this from the attack. Aftershock to slow things down, so nobody actually able to make a play off of that. The snake bites are there as well, so if you want to push, it's not going to be safe to do so, and they're able to dodge out on the flashes. This is where you need to start to see those sky smokes come on through, and they finally get some value as Alexis, the first to fall. Odorous going to grant himself some extra information, as a hatless Cypher is the hardest to kill. Katsumi tries to trade it back, but Lear is there to get Odorous out of dodge. The spike is planted, and 5 still stand for Randbox as Annie and Mel, they scratch their heads in a way of how are we going to get this done, and Mel just going to head for the hills. But this is a small map. I don't know if that hop gets held on to.
The hunt's underway, so it's risky for her. If she gets to that underpass, I think she should be able to hold on to it. But we're seeing the value in the faster executes of this Brim Breach combo. They work really well when you take things with pace. The sky smokes last so long that
they found themselves in can play a little bit deeper into the round, maybe with that boombot or something of the sort. That way they can grab some of these reads or play a bit stronger and a bit more well-informed in the retake. Zambox, we come back from the timeout. Cloud9 White to get a lot done, but it's only a hero op and a couple of upgraded pistols. No, only one. It's Katsumi. Sheriff in hand. Teleport away. Tagged up was Mel, so the rendezvous used. That'll be down for the next few seconds. And Ambox, I mean, they creep up both ways. That spike yet to be committed. Nice flash as Mummy looks to find a play on the other side. Operator still here, and that flashpoint, that one's going to miss. Not much there to be found. Vice.
They've bitten.
Oh, yeah, they have.
They're fully rotated towards A. This is not the play. If Mummy can get another kill here, he can sell it even further. Even if he dies, it's fine. But look at the stall. There's good utility to slow this down, so a re-rotation might be underway. But the thing is, they've left Mame. He's the insurance plan, but he's walking into the hero up. And Mel's taking him down. This gets really risky now for Anbox, because look at that timer. It is ticking so low. They have practically zero map control. They only have the underpass. This has to be a re-hit on towards B, and there's already a heavy force from Cloud9 here. But it is just the pistols.
It is just the pistols, and I'm wondering how much of that is known. Now, obviously, it's known to just about everybody as Jazzy goes good for one with the classic, but the next couple that try to take a fight will fall. So does the operator to the hands of Jonah 6. Now the spike planted, and you saw some of Vice's utility used early. The Sky Smokes had to come down earlier than you probably would have liked, and now they've subsided. It's unfortunate that this is just not really a winnable round for Cloud9 White because they have clear sight. They have clear vision to get themselves on the site, but they have a sheriff and an operator to work with, and well, now it's just the
game, and more than that, to run away with the series. The op, though, for Mel, this time will be positioned out towards Arcade. Nothing but the trademark to watch if there's a walk-up on the ramp, but Lear, he's wary that something could be up, so work his way through the underpass, but he's soon to meet company. The Brimstone hold on to this.
Not spotted just yet. Maybe heard some footsteps on the swing as Cat looks to play deeper on the angle. Jazzy just around the corner, and both teams right here waiting for the push, but it's Cloud9 to go on the push and Lear to sit him down. A double kill as they lined up for Lear, and well, now the defense just that much weaker, especially out towards B site, but Mel will steal one back. The rendezvous recovered, and we'll see how that gets replaced as the spike is planted. It's planted for B main. We know Jonah 6 likes to head back that way and assume that position, but this time he's got cavalry. He's got backup. The reinforcements are here. This is such a tough spot for Cloud9 because if they find one, they basically find them all.
My question is, do they go for this, right? Mel has an op. There's a case to be made to just save into this round, because look where Vice is playing. From his position, he can stun. He also has an aftershock that I think can hit, and there's a molly. This needs to be a save. There's no world where committing this will ever work out, but they're still going to go for it. They're still going to give it the old college try, and Mame has the op. Vice has the line. Mel, she wants to hold on to it, but she's trapped in between two players. She's stunned up, trying desperately to run away, and unless she hits the shot, she won't. No, finds it. It's 3 kills, isn't working. So they had to push so deep that there was no choice left for them.
And then they push, again, right into just about everybody. Mummy does Mummy things with the operator, and will Cloud9 White do Cloud9 White things in finding themselves in another save round. Ults online, right? You heard the tour de force, so you know that there's another operator for Cloud9 White. We'll see how much damage Mel can get done with that one, and it should things go swimmingly early in this, we might see some of these extra ults used. Nice grab, well, gonna slow down the push for now as the orbital strike was used, and A-Main was walled off, but only momentarily. They make quick work of that. As now the wall and A-Main, not the safest place to peek. Here comes the Opto, and it's gonna shut down the showstopper. Mummy taking down his counterpart in the raise. Annie's there to trade it back, and Mel still fighting on the opposite side of the map, and well, getting run down, completely pinched from her spawn as Vice continues to fight out this way towards the A side. Annie, 1 HP in a dream. Look,
you have 20 seconds on the Sky Smoke. You have time to stall, and they let the lurk come to fruition. And now Mel, she wanted to take a peek. This meant to be a play down the ramp, but Mame immediately on the denial.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you had set up at the start of the game, right? Is taking that early aggression, especially on defense, kind of getting in your face and moving around the map. It's hard to do that when you're stunned up from the Rolling Thunder, which is what Vice used out towards the B site. Odorous, I mean, has just been a thorn in the side as he hops down from drop on the opposite side So he survives.
He's gonna hear the footsteps
here on the A site. And yep, here's the footsteps. Here's the rotations. He's on the right side of the wall here, and that is the Katsumi. Cosmic divides with the rotations being heard. The call for the team is, hey, let's get out towards the Sage site. And okay, we're starting to get a little bit of Sage on Icebox vibes, right? You get that wall up, you get that plant down, you back away towards A main, and then you look to fight those flanks should you need it. And well, Odorous is in the best position to figure out if they're looking to come from this spawn instead. So flash onto the site. 3 here from Ropes. It's the last line of defense for Cloud9 as Odorous up close and personal. Takes down Jazzy. Showstopper from Mummy. Good for 2. It's 3 on the round. And guess what? Life brought back into this one as Katsumi now needs to try and clutch it out. And 9. Making their way out to the B site. Nice and early. At the very least, could hear the footsteps. It doesn't actually spot anything. And I think they're creeping up. I believe there was a ping. So Odorous might be ready for it, and it looks like the rotation's already coming through. So 4 players on the defense. Oh, the Incendiary gonna slow things down tremendously. And here comes the rest of the utilities. The rest of the squad, they go underneath. They look to play the splits. They hop off the ropes. Cloud9 White now causing some paranoia as they fight up inside tower. Flashed up is Lear, but somehow he still manages to find 2. Things, unfortunately, not even across the board until Alexis finally has something to say about it. She was so good at the start of the first half. Now she comes in hot again at the start of the second. And one of the most important rounds here to get Cloud9 White back in the game. But Mummy is still alive, and Katsumi is low in HP. Tries to dodge left, tries to dodge right, but unfortunately the Ghost will eventually sit her down, and the paint shell's gonna buy just enough time for Mummy to go half, maybe look to stick.
Next rotation over for Anbox, so full piece of tech.
And I don't think that was spotted, right? That's a very hard cam to see. I didn't actually see if it was taken down, but they're taken down or not. I guess it does give a bit of false information, because should you spot somebody there, that doesn't mean that things are happening around the map, right? There are so many angles for the attack to play here on Fracture, and for now that cam doesn't spot or hear anything. It's Cloud9 White grouped up towards the A site. 4 inside A main. And Mel just on the outside. See that Viper's toxic screen. They try to play out towards Sands. And sure, nobody can try and fight from rope or the spawn, but they'll fight from right on the site as Lear forced up a frenzy. It's only good for one as Mummy is able to secure another. So a bit of damage here from the N-box defense. But at the end of the day, it's Odorous in a 1v3. Not a whole lot to work with.
3 players left just to wait for that aggression to come. Maybe that'll be an adaptation at some point, but for now, Mumme, he is just flying on in, and he's found a double. The breach util sets him up for so much success, and it's a pinch. Every bit of control on an entire half of the map is locked down, and now, for Cloud9, they're caught reeling.
They also didn't spot the rest of the N-box team coming from Dish. So in trying to execute on this B site, there's still so much that's unknown in way of the rest of the defenders. Annie's crept up just a bit inside A main, but everything's gone back to normal for N-box. It's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood now. They just go right back to their spots.
Yeah, and look, there's an aggressive cam towards Dish, and there's tripwires to hold if anyone inches up towards A. This is going to be a really tough egg to crack, and notice there's already a walk-up coming. Ambox is working their way through this flank, so when contact is made, that'll be fast to come.
They found my wife.
Lear on the cross, able to find one, and that's the spike down.
Orbital strike up too.
Position. Orbital strike is available should they need it, but I don't think so.
And these crunches, at least in that round, look super effective. This one will be a bit more normal for the side of Anbox. Nothing too crazy in the aggression department, but there is still a high-low. The Sage allows for that off angle to be found, and you can completely lock down B just with one player sitting atop that box if they have a Sage wall to play off of.
That's a nice poison cloud. I'm wondering how much actually shows when Annie lines that up to throw that, because it seemed like she may have been a little exposed. Oh no, here we go. Vice with the flashes. Lear just behind him with the orbital strike as they want to crunch the A site themselves. Cloud9 just completely denied, and this was just a glimmer of hope in that pistol round for Cloud9 White. Unfortunately, That glimmer seems to have subsided. Alexis does have the rolling thunder, so ways to get on the site, but not much else behind it. So this may not be the round that we see it, as the toxic screen cuts the site in half if you're on it, which means you have to push through arcade up into tower and assume that position, which they will be able to do for free for now. But a quick rotation's coming on through, and Alexis taken down early. Jonah quick to be on that one. Cat able to get the spike planted. Now needs to get out of dodge because the paint shells are running her down. The slow orb was on top of it as well, and it's Vice through the box to sit down the Astra. So not a whole lot invested in way of vaults. They do get the plant down, but the bodies are starting to fall. Not like this. Okay, finally, Mummy will go down. So it's not another Prime Gaming flawless, but it's pretty damn clear. 7 in a row. And you're praying, you're hoping that you can find Mummy early in this one, because he could be the linchpin here that gets the whole thing burst wide open. So we're out of the timeouts. We're into the round. It's round 18, and it could be the last in the series. It could be the last here in the Open Quals number 2 for Cloud9 White. Boombot doesn't find too much. Alexis able to back away from that one. Jonah 6 and Mummy working hand in hand, playing this generator spawn position. Vice in Canteen, and it's been the 3-2 split, but look at where the players on A are, right? They're so quick to be able to rotate through. Nice, we get the little combat bear like that. I haven't seen that before.
So this one gets interesting. They're holding on to these ults really deep. I was thinking maybe we get something early with the rolling thunder, hold some space with the pit, do something along those lines, or save it for the post. Either way, they're waiting for now, looking for Anbox aggression, and it's a good call, but Anbox isn't giving anything away. Lyra is holding close. Note, if there is a tag and someone pulls out the dart in the wrong position, that is wall bangable.
Off your feet.
30 seconds.
And it is. Now they know that this position is normally played, and well, they fight right on into it. Rolling thunder. Alexis pushes through the door. We'll find Lear. Now Mummy has the showstopper in hand and is just trying to keep Cloud9 White at bay, and Alexis is going huge. 3 kills on the round. They still have a few ults to play with as the Viper's pit comes down. They try to push onto the site.
Already, we have Lot coming back on the recharge, but for the side of Anbox, up's available. Mama is already walking up, zoning off a good chunk of space, and Jazzykins, if she's not careful, things could get very, very scary.
And this is really about to get awkward. Unfortunately, it's awkward for Cloud9 as Jazzy wasn't ready on the angle. Jonah holding underneath and is able to find Alexis. Now wants to find Katsumi, but Kat is able to back away. And what is safe at this point, right? You've seen where Anbox have pushed the op towards the dish side of the north side of the map, the Sage underneath. Everything feels so scary, and sure, you want to push back towards the A site, but the cam is here. Lear is here. Odorous is here. The defense, they haven't done anything in way of budging outside of finding 2 quick kills, and the A site now seems to be the call. It'll be a direct 3v2 on the site, barring quick rotations. And we'll see if that's going to be the call. Looks like Anbox, they want to stay put as we hear the romp and a stomp and the stampede all the way through. Surely the TPs or surely the rotations come through as Annie, the last one standing here, low HP, and it's only for a second as Jonah will